Welcome to Orlando, welcome to the site of the Citrus Bowl, and welcome to 2026. Woo. Yesterday, here in the Citrus Bowl, we saw it was really the top bowl game that wasn't a college football playoff bowl. This game, beneath all the silliness that we saw with the Cheez-It commercials and stuff, featured the two top remaining teams that weren't playoff teams from the two top conferences in the nation. And we saw Arch Manning prove he is still one of the top quarterbacks in the country.
Yeah, and Jeff, and he's been proving it for the past 6 weeks of this season. It was cool to see him continue that trend and continue his dominance on the field and also continue using his legs. You know, that's how he ended the game against A&M, is kind of how he ended the game last night as well against Michigan. But when we asked him what was one of his favorite plays, you would think it would be one of those touchdown runs. In fact, it was actually a throw to a true freshman for a touchdown.
Probably that throw to Kalik. Him stepping up in that moment, it was special for him. I'm glad he came down with it.
I really don't remember too much of the play. I just remember the ball in the air, and I seen that same spin that Arch had threw me fall camp. I remember that same ball. And there was no way I was letting the opportunity slip.
Yeah, you could just tell how excited Kalik was with the touchdown, especially in the press conference. He was fumbling over his words. His first ever press conference to ever be a part of it. It's really cool to see a true freshman take advantage of his moment and not letting that opportunity slip, and also not letting a 10-win season slip away for this Texas squad.
Yeah, you mentioned it was Kalik's first press conference. It was his first touchdown catch. And for a guy on the defensive side, it was his first 2-interception quarter. Ty Anthony Smith just dominated the fourth quarter. Gave the Longhorns offense the ball back not once, but twice. So obviously, he and his leadership were topics of discussion after the game.
I would argue by the end of the season, he was the leader in that linebacker room because of who he is on a regular basis, because of his practice habits, because of the way he goes about his work.
His whole preparation from 2 weeks ago to now, he did that during practice. You feel me? So it's like, ain't no change.
His confidence continues to grow, and all that does is spread to other players. I think that's what unique competitors have the ability to do. It's not only his competitive spirit, but he can spread it to others.
I'll admit, I was a little surprised when Sark said that Ty Anthony was a leader in that linebacker room for months. Even before Anthony Hill Jr. and Leon Golafau decided to opt out, Ty Anthony Smith was one of the leaders. Ty Anthony will be back as a leader. Arch Manning will be back as a leader.